Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome again to How Channel, where we show you how, and thanks for clicking that red subscribe button. It really does help my channel. Today we're going to be looking at lens flares, so I'm just going to grab one of these graphics, animated graphics that's already loaded into Essential Graphics. I'll take the sports loop here, bring it down, and just let you see what that looks like. And it says Adobe Sports, and you just press play, and then you got a little bit of movement, and it's a really nice graphic. But I want to add a little bit more punch to it. I want to add a lens flare. So what we do is, first thing we do is we go up to our effects, wherever you happen to have that. I have it up here on the right-hand side. Press Effects, and then in the search bar, you type in Lens. And when you type in Lens, it'll pop right up here at the bottom, and it says Lens Flare. So you grab that, left-click, drag it on over to your timeline and let go, and as soon as you do that, you can see up here there's your lens, a lens flare. And if you press play, it's there the whole time, and it's just sitting there. Nice lens flare, but you want a bit of movement. You just don't want it sitting there. So how do we affect that movement? Well, because you've already brought in the effect of the lens flare onto your timeline, you can go over to your effects controls. To the left hand side here is where I have it. And down here under effects, you can see the effects that you installed over your timeline called lens flare. And if you go over here to the values and this first value here and go back and forth, you see that the lens flare goes left and right. The effect goes left and right depending how you turn it. And if you go over to this one, of course, you get your vertical, your up and your down. So what I want to do is, I think I'm going to have it kind of sweep over the word sports. So I'm just going to vertically bring it over to where it says sports, and then I want it to sweep in from the left side. So I'm going to take this big lens flare circle here, this red lens flare, and I'm going to take it right off of the screen, and that's going to be my starting point. And I want it to start maybe here, about here, when this, yeah, about here on the timeline. So this is where I want it to start. My lens flare effect is already off the screen to the left. So I'm just going to click the stopwatch just to kind of lock that in place, okay? And then I'm going to go to where I want the effect to end. I want it to end about there. And at that point in time, I want the lens flare to have swept over the word sports and off of the right-hand side of the screen. So I'm just going to take this value here that manages the left to right. And here we go. I'm going to take it so that it sweeps across the word sports and then ends up off screen. And as soon as I do that, you see here it's put in an ending keyframe for me. Now this first keyframe, that's the one that I put in by clicking on this stopwatch, but the ending one, it automatically comes in. So now if I take it back to the beginning of the timeline and press play, and let's take a look at it. And here we go, and there's the effect starting, sweeps across, and there you go. And it's just that easy. And of course, you can use lens flares. You can adjust the brightness here. You can adjust the lens type, all these sort of things. But I just wanted to show you very basic how to get a lens flare. And you can put it onto a logo. You can put it onto a product shot. You can put it onto a sunset. You can do all sorts of things with it. You can even make it shimmer across someone's face to give it that glow. All sorts of effects that you can do with a lens flare. It's a very handy tool to have. And that's it for today on How Channel. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you next time.